They be switching up like seasons. I'ma keep it real just for one reason. Amen, kill all my demons. Diamonds dance when we hop in the pants while I'm talking. I got niggas at the clinic and check if the check walking.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We're going to talk about it. But first, do me a favor. Hit that like. And if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to use. But it means a lot to me. All right. Wait and chill and see if somebody popped in. But I'm not going to be too long. I probably shouldn't even do it. Honestly, my head is still killing me. I had migraines for the last couple of days. It felt a little better, but I'll try to push through it. But I want to talk about the clout monster. And the reason I call it a monster because when it affects people, that's exactly what you see. People turn into monsters. Things people do. The extent people go to, all for the name of clout. And it ain't nothing but really attention. That's all it really is somebody paying you attention. People are aware of you. People are tuning in, watching. And, in today's society, that can mean money. The more people that pay attention to you, follow you, um, talking about you, that can bring money your way. And in many different ways. Even on YouTube, the more people watch your videos, click and like it, the higher the potential you can get paid. It just raises. Um, so I understand why people chase clout, but there's different types of clout, right? Um, People can gain clout for doing positive things. It's not as, I guess, it's not as desired. People don't really pay too much attention to people doing the positive things, but they do. You know, Always the negative. People like to watch drama. People like to watch catastrophes, disasters. People like to watch that. It's entertaining, I guess. It is in a form, a way. You hear people say we all like drama, so I guess it is a form of entertainment. Do I like it? Nah, I don't. Do I watch it? Yeah. Why do I watch it? I try to I analyze it. I try to figure out why people do the things they do, what they get out of doing it. So I watch it more for educational purposes. It does not entertain me, but I do watch it. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say I don't, but I literally watch it for, believe it or not, and for educational purposes. Because some things, like if you watching, even like if you watch like the Real Housewives, right? Like stuff like that, I don't watch. But even if you're watching that and you say, okay, I'm watching it for educational purposes, you can learn a lot, even though it's scripted and fake, and you know it is. But um, the way they act on there, that's how people mimic that. In reality, everyday life, people watch that stuff and they mimic it. That's how fads start. You know, Trends start like that off of these different, celebrities. I mean, I guess all celebrities start trends, right? So people watch this stuff and they begin to relate to it first. You know, watching it, they be, oh, I'm just like that. And then they go out in the real world and be just like that. The only difference is, like I said, a lot of that stuff is scripted. Your favorite artist, whatever they showing you on TV or whatever, that's all scripted, man. That's not their actual life. That ain't how they live day to day life. You think these rappers, uh, now, okay, you talk about like the drill rappers, yeah, they literally living in the hood, but these big time rappers, once they make it, they ain't living in the hood. They ain't in the street no more. You know, they kids go to private schools. They ain't got the same struggles they used to have. Most of them don't, but they rap about it, and people go out. They relate to what they saying, and they go out and start living that lifestyle. You know, instead of people, this society we live in, a lot of people just get herded through. It's more of a herd mentality. You know, very few people blaze past, do their own thing. You know, it's about what's socially accepted. You know, that's what most people focus on, what's socially accepted, and those things are the end things, the things to do. And that's why we see this high rise of stupidity with people doing stupid stuff to get clout. You know, uh, any life lost is precious. All life is precious. So any life lost is always any life lost is always it's not good. Nephew, what's up? I'm gonna say that, so I don't want people to mistake what I'm about to say next. But um, all life is precious. I really truly feel that. No matter if the person knows it or not, all life is precious. But when you record something, I'm gonna give y'all some free game tonight too. When you record something, you go Facebook Live and you're threatening someone, and you and another person go over that person's house and they shoot you and you die, um, the clout wasn't worth it. See, that's not even being hard or gangster. That's just being stupid. That's just being stupid. But people will do stuff like that for the attention, for the clout, for the recognition. You know, they will record themselves threatening someone and then go over their house. What do you expect? You should have expected nothing less. You going over someone's home, their residence, where their kids probably are, their family definitely there. Even if they don't have a family, that's their domain. That's their safe spot. And you coming in and disturbing it. Not only are you disturbing it, you trying to record it. So I don't know what them young ladies thought they was gonna do. I guess they thought they was gonna go over there and drag the lady out the house and or go in the house and be. I don't know what they thought they was gonna do, but I wouldn't expect it nothing less. From my own personal experience, the way I grew up, growing up in the city of Detroit, anytime somebody knocked on the door and I went to answer the door, you knew what's up. I always had a burner behind it. I never answered my door without my gun. Never. Not one time. I never answered my door, and I'm just being honest. I never did. Growing like in Detroit, when I lived in Detroit, I never answered the door without my gun. So me personally, when I seen that story, I'm like, you don't go over no one's house, and if you do, uh, you certainly don't let them know. Not only did you let them know, you streaming it online. You can't tell me that wasn't for clout. But this is what I'm saying. Once you get a taste of that, them clicks, them views, that attention people giving you online, uh, that stuff is addictive. It's like a drug. And people do stuff like this. I don't even know the whole story. I just know they were streaming on Facebook Live. They went over lady house and they got um, things happened and they lost their life. And I heard one person saying, "I'm so," said one of the girls was saying, "I'm sorry," and they were saying, "I wonder if she was apologizing to the lady whose house she went over." No, she was probably apologizing to her family because she realized she did something stupid. You know, uh, Kalani, what's up? You have to that clout monster, the things that you're willing to do for attention, for the clicks, the views. Uh, you got to be willing. It's not putting yourself or anybody you love in danger. Not only like with me, that's the extreme. You got to make sure you ain't putting nobody in danger. But I'm so slick with it and I'm so cool with it. I don't need it, right? I'm just trying to make sure I ain't doing nothing that disturb my peace ultimately. I'm not worried. I ain't about to do nothing crazy. I'm straight. I know I ain't about to do nothing like that. If I was coming over somebody else, they wouldn't even know. Why would I tell them? I mean, that'd be stupid. That's where's the element of surprise at. Not only that, this is why I say I'm gonna give y'all some free game. If y'all on this internet threatening anybody, right? Threatening anybody, especially threaten any type of physical harm on someone, and then you tell them you will come and see them. Understand that's what they call premeditated. Okay, and you did it. Like that's an automatic state of premeditated. So the person, only if they do anything that they do to defend themselves, they justify it because you online recorded on video threatening them and saying that you go come to them. So that's automatically premeditated. So that gives the person the right to do anything they have to do to defend themselves. So it would not be wise to threaten people online if you actually go do something. Uh, it's recorded. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. I don't know if people knew what premeditated is. That's the act of thought of doing something before you do it, like you actually thought it out. That's automatically guilty. Automatically, uh, it's premeditated. Like when you do the premeditated M, they usually throw the book at you. So um, I understand this whole clout thing, but Nate, what up, brother? My IG, you know. Oh, bet I'm a hook up with you. I'm gonna hook up with you. Um, but yeah, that's automatic. So threatening people on here saying you'll do X, Y, and Z. Uh, that's called premeditated. So if you actually do something, just realize that it was you who threw your life away over some internet stuff. It was you. So if you really go do something, even if you ain't go do something, don't put yourself on video. And it's some older people doing it. Like we adults. Somebody get you that mad, you should be smart enough to turn this thing off for a minute or something before you incriminate yourself. But even that, I swear, I think people do it for clout because, like, once you put it on video, if you actually do it, then, like I said, you just throwing your life away. So I don't think people dumb. I think they know they ain't gonna do nothing. That's why they do it. I don't know. I don't know. It don't make sense to me. But what I'm telling you is, don't put yourself in a position, you know, for no attention because all attention, just like money, ain't good attention. All money ain't good money. All attention ain't good attention. Because like I said, if you chasing that cult monster, yeah, unfortunately, that's the crazy thing too. Um, Clout chasers don't have an age. They can be people on here 80 years old chasing clout, doing crazy things. You know, like you done lived all that life, and you wait till you get old to want attention, or now you got attention. At that age, you should know what to do with it. You know what happens is people will do something, get attention, and when it start fading away, I got to do something else. I got to get them back. I got to draw them back, and then they do something crazy. That happens a lot like that too. People looking for the next big thing. What's the next stunt I can do? Um, that's why people like uh, whose chat was we in? Oh, that what Rachel was saying. She told somebody she didn't agree with them. Talking about deceased people. People go to that extent for clout. People will talk about kids. You know, they talk about ancestors, those who aren't here no more. They do a lot. They do it just for the attention, just for the clout. Kalani, what up, bro? I don't know if I said what up. If they was all cousins, nephew, that's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like, um, that was sad. Even what about the lady who did her husband in on Facebook? Well, she said she didn't know it was loaded. You know, uh, why would you even stream that to record it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? Why was Facebook? If you confronting your husband from cheating on you, why are you streaming that? Why are you recording that? We in a society where we trying to expose everybody. Like expose, like who cares? Look, we know a lot of fucked up shit happen. I understand exposing people so they won't hurt other people, but everybody want to expose people for their own little private stuff. Don't nobody care about that. Like if they doing something that's a detriment to the community, yeah, expose them for it. If they stealing money from little kids and stuff like that, if they hurting little, yeah, expose them for it. But just because somebody cheating on you, oh well, that's your own personal business. Don't nobody care. How you gonna expose? Oh, somebody do something. Um, this one, this one chick, exposed her friend. What is? Oh, she because she it was like some personal sexual stuff. I'm gonna expose you. Like, don't nobody care about that. You getting mad and upset in your feelings. Now you want to try to embarrass somebody else. Like, nah, man. Like I said, if a person is doing something and it's a detriment to the community, yeah. But if somebody just doing something in their own personal accord, or what's wrong with her? Did she wake up? Yeah. Yeah, she probably got mad because you woke her up. I you talk about the ones he was trying to leave and go to work. Yeah, and her kids. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I couldn't even watch that whole thing. But like, why would you record that? Why would you even click Facebook Live? She was doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, people will do stuff like that for clout. People would do, and in the whole time you embarrassing yourself too. That's what people don't understand. Like, uh, you when you do these things, you you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. When the roller coaster ride is over, ain't nobody paying attention to you no more. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. Look what you did. You gotta face that stuff. Are you really gonna be happy? I see some people. Like the younger people, I mean, they equate it to, young and dumb, you know, young, dumb, and full of, But the older people, like, when you look back at this like a year or two from now, you'll be like, is that the example you want to set for the younger generation? You know, um, us as melanated people, we get upset when people use phrases like ghetto and hood, but then people live up to the stereotypes. You know, people willingly doing it, going out their way. And half of the people, I be looking at it like, bruh, that's not how people act from the hood. I grew up in the hood. We don't act like that. We had sense. We was educated. We probably didn't have a lot, but this whole portraying of ghetto or growing up hood, like we didn't act like that. I grew up in the hood. I had firefighters. My mama was a nurse. We had educated people around us too. We just live in the impoverished area. We wasn't we the way people portray it. Like, nah, I don't even think y'all grew up around the hood because it wasn't like that. We had block parties. We had the whole, neighbors looking out for one another. It was just private areas. We had high crime. We had to look out for one another. That's how we survived. I remember they broke an old man John car, and before they can pull off, we snatched the dude out and stomped him and held him until the police came. We ain't letting nobody mess with the old folks. And we was young cats. We was shooting dice and heard his alarm going on. Yeah, we wasn't hurting nobody, but yeah, we was gambling, drinking, and smoking. As teenagers, sneaking behind the garage, heard the alarm go off and went and snatched my man off before he can start the car. We looked out for the old folks. Old folks looked out for us. It was oh man, yeah, old folks looked out for us. I remember I got caught out for curfew, and that same old man, he lived 3 houses down across the street from me. I got caught coming out the store. Everybody else dipped, and I couldn't even run. So a cop talking to me, and as they searching me, he come around the corner like, "Boy, I told you to wait until you just couldn't wait." He was like, "Officer, this is my nephew. I told him to wait for a minute. He couldn't wait till I get out the car. I told him it was taking too long to come out the store, so I came and checked on him. But now he here with me, And then they let me go, and he drove me home. And this old man looked out for me. He used to look out for us too. Like I said, um, you tell him you a shovel of snow for $10, he'll give you 50. He'll throw you a 50 for shoveling the snow. You only charge them 10. So we looked out for each other. Well, that you can't nowadays. You can't do that. You ain't got that bond in that relationship. Everybody out for themselves. S4, what up, sis? Yeah, it's trying to fire which. Yeah, all of it was recorded. Yeah, all that was recorded. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like when I was growing up. I'm happy it wasn't social media. Uh, it probably would have been just as bad. But I don't know because like it's cool to tell on yourself now. That's weird to me. It's like it's cool to record your crime that you're committing. And it ain't just the young people doing it; it's the older people doing it too. The older people supposed to be setting an example for the younger people. We talking about the youth and how wild the youth is. Where did they learn it from? They just ain't wake up and start doing this stuff. It's easy to keep blaming. Um, it's easy to keep blaming the youth for the problem, but the youth ain't even the ones running the country. The youth ain't the ones running the neighborhood. It's not the youth. It's my generation. And what did we learn? We learned it from the generation in front of us. Like a lot of the problems that I hear that we have now, they say the youth this, that. It started, I've seen it evolve. It started in my generation, but it was learned from the generation right above me. I mean, they was giving us alcohol and drugs at 12 and 13 years old, hanging out with the older people. They was in their 20s and 30s, letting us get high and drunk. So people my generation thought that was all right or normal. So guess what they did? So the we see the effects of what started. Um, Now we just seeing the effects of what started in the 70s, the 80s. Now we just now seeing the real effect of it. And one of the breakdowns, one of the major breakdowns is the need for attention, the need for validation. And that's the clout, the reputation. That's what we used to call it. But it was obtained a different way when I was coming up. It wasn't obtained with doing dumb stuff and recording it and showing everybody. It was about putting in work. And I'm not even talking about nothing negative. I'm talking about your character. Were you dependable? Were you reliable? Were you a hard worker? Um, were you knowledgeable? Did you have education? And it wasn't just something you can just display one time. It was something that accrued, so over time. You wasn't smart unless you were smart for a couple years. You wasn't a good basketball player unless you did it on different levels. Like that reputation, it took time to build, and people put in work for it. You ain't come a doctor overnight, but that's what it was. Lovey, what up, sis? But that's what it was when I was coming up. It was the work you put in over time, no matter what your craft was. And that work you put in, people seen it. They seen the consistency of it. And that's how you built your reputation. Now you just got to do something stupid and show everybody. But but you got to think about that too, because even though you got the clout or you got the juice or whatever they call it, what is it for? Like, what are you known for? Is it something positive or something negative? Whichever one it is, you gonna have to keep feeding it. So if you blew up off of something negative, guess what? You have to keep doing negative shit for the people to keep paying attention to you. You ain't gonna be able to switch over to nothing positive. You have to keep doing it, and you gonna get burnt out after a while. And then people will get burnt out. People get tired of negative shit all the time. It's entertaining sometimes, but Too much of it is bad. Anybody get tired of it. Even the person that got to do it, they get burnt out. But yeah, that cloud monster, it can, and you got to be careful because uh, I done seen people uh, who don't even get clout, and because people was hungry for it, they became a target, and people used them, built them up just to get clout off of 'em. Like that people for that attention, that notoriety, that um, even for the clicks and views, just from YouTube, people will do things. People will do things that, like I said, later on and down the road, they look back and wish they didn't do it, or realize how in the moment uh, they realize in that moment that they shouldn't have did it. But then, I mean, it can the things you do not only affect you. You got to think about the people around you. Like I said, even the people under you who watching you. Anything I say on here or anything I do on here, eventually my kids, uh, they gonna know about it. They will have access to it. They gonna be able to see it. Now, me as a father, I feel I have a responsibility to lead by example. That's just me. Um, and I mean, I'm not an entertainer. I can sit up here and make a million excuses, right? And that's all they are. I'm not an entertainer, so anything I do on here that I wouldn't be proud of, that I wouldn't want my kids to see, I can't chalk it up to that. Well, I was entertaining. I can't chalk it up to that. Not me. I'm not gonna make no excuses for none of my actions. It is what it is. Like I said, what's up? I know you may have mentioned it already, but what the your title, man? Um, don't let the clout monster get you, because sometimes, like I said, it's good clout too. So don't get me wrong, it's good clout and bad clout, but don't let it take over the need for attention or the need for clout. Don't let it put you in positions that you may get hurt or other people may get hurt. And I was using the reference of the two young ladies who were streaming on Facebook Live and went over to the lady house and ended up getting, you know, uh, deceased. They were streaming. I don't know what they thought they was gonna do. Was pull the lady out, get into a fight, and stream her getting, beat up. But instead, when they got over there, that was the last trip they made. So in the name of clout, people do crazy things. And like I said, it's good clout too. It's not as popular. It's easier to get caught for doing something negative. I'm gonna just sum it up to say negative. So, but letting that take control of you or put you in compromising positions where you may be jeopardizing your morals or your values, it's not worth it, because that attention come and go. You can be hot one minute and cold the next. Life is more about consistency and um, being able to look yourself in the mirror at night. Me, I do a lot of self reflection, so the things that I do, I go back and I see if I could have did it differently. Uh, See if it was beneficial. Um, and see the effects that it had not only on me but the things around me and the people around me. I had to do self reflection to hold myself accountable. Frankie, what's up, brother? It's insane. I wish someone would think it's all good to pull up to my house, learn from the other people. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, as for see, different breed. Cause see, like I at first I didn't understand it, but like I said, people will do it, um, and then people will make excuses for it. It's really attention. That's all it is. Like what we would probably call it back in our day is reputation, right? But like I said, even with reputation, that was built. That was consistency of things you did over time, and you built a reputation. Nowadays, you can get instant instant reputation by just doing something crazy. Like I said, it can be good clout though. You know, good clout chasing is like going to feed the homeless and recording, or even making crazy dance videos. You know, things that ain't bothering nobody. What's that? My man named Big Groove. Oh, he be clout chasing. He would find the tightest clothes to put on, and he do the craziest dances, and people click and view it. But he ain't bothering nobody. That's good clout chasing. You know, I would even go as far as to saying, like my son is this. It's these kids he watch on YouTube. They be playing like hot lava floor and stuff like that, and their parents be in it. You can say their parents is clout chasing, putting their kids, on video like that. Um, Especially with, we know how YouTube is. Even though they got a kids mode where you can't comment, you're still like exposing your kids or putting your kids out there for the clicks and views and ultimately the money. But their intentions, I don't think their intentions are bad. So I wouldn't say that's bad clout chasing, but it still is clout chasing. People will click and watch, kids play. So you put your kids out there. Miss V, what up? Leticia, what's up? Frankie, I don't know if I sent you. So it can be good clout chasing, but I wouldn't even call that clout chasing, right? Because I was talking, and shout out to Kalani. I was talking to Kalani and Pops, right? And Pops was like, well, there's a difference between clout chasing and marketing. And I thought about it, like me going to different content creators and marketing myself. Uh, I don't think that's clout chasing. Like you said, like if I was just going to like the biggest content creators, like, hey, look at me, look what I can do, that's clout chasing. But if I go there, like, hey, look, this is what I have to offer, I don't think that's clout chasing, that's marketing. I do think there's a difference, and shout out to Papa Will for putting me up on game. There's a difference between like marketing yourself and clout chasing. Like I said, are you jeopardizing your morals, your values, your integrity? Uh, and once you begin to jeopardize that for attention, then you're in the realm of clout chasing. But if you just going to market yourself like an interview, I don't think that's clout chasing. You just showing what you have to offer. It's two different things for sure, right? And it's ways. That's what I say. It's ways. Um, and it takes longer. Yeah, it'll take longer to build yourself, but you're building yourself the right way. That's what's important to have a good foundation because things get slow and things get hot. Sometimes you got to weather a storm, and if you don't got a good foundation, you just go blow right over. I rather I rather build slow and build myself where I can have a solid foundation, and when the storms come, I weather them and keep it moving. You see people have to reinvent themselves. Sometimes people got to leave the app and come back to something else or somebody else or find another app. Because they built themselves the wrong way. We in the attention economy, yeah. They chasing clout to be seen, addiction to sensation. Frankie, yeah, I told you I need bars, bro. I need that intro. But you're right. And that's why I said it's a drug too. People get addicted to it, right? And what happens when people addicted to things? Like I said, you'll be hot 1 minute, and as soon as you start dying down, then they got to find another stunt or something crazier to do. You see celebrities do it. When they be hot 1 minute, and then their career start going the opposite way, then they got to do something for shock value to get back into the scene. Actors do it, artists definitely do it. Um, so yeah, I don't. Mm, and see, it's a lot of people. You can tell people who clout chasing don't get doing the clout. Yeah, you can tell. I don't. It's no. Some people it don't benefit people. Like I said, it's some people who that's like this, right? When people used to money, you know what they don't do? They don't take pictures with stacks of money acting like it's a phone. They don't go around bragging to other people how much money they got in their pocket. When people used to money, they don't do that. You don't hear Bill Gates going around. You don't see Bill Gates. You don't even see Jay-Z doing it. When he was younger, when before he was used to it, yeah. Now you ain't gonna see that. And the same thing with attention. When people used to attention and know how to use attention and know how to utilize it, it's not a drug to them. Sometimes some people just never had attention in their life, and now social media, like you can come on here and be whoever or whatever you want, and if you create the right character, people will like the character and pay attention to it. But that's the thing. People don't. Well, you have to be something that you're not, and you're getting attention that you never had before. Um, Couple things can happen. Sometimes you end up becoming the thing you was acting, and then sometimes you get burnt out. Sometimes you just can't act no more. So you will see different things happen. You like even like celebrities, right? Like that was one of my, I really like Heath Ledger. He got into that Joker role and he couldn't come out of it. He became that role. He became the Joker, and he had problems after that. You hear a lot of actors that go through that. They submerge themselves into a role, and then they forget if they who they are. Jim Carrey said he struggled with that. He'd forget if he was Jim Carrey or the role he was playing. He said a lot of times he felt like he was more of the role he was playing than he was Jim Carrey. I mean, so now everybody can be a celebrity with the social media. You just got to get enough clicks or views, and you become a YouTube celebrity. So you coming from a society where people went to school or had a big break in a movie or a TV show, and they became a celebrity, to the average person just picking up the phone, doing something or saying something, and getting clicks and views and becoming a celebrity. They got IG models now. You know, IG model. Like, hold on, I thought you had to hit the runway or something to become a model. But no, you can be a model on IG now. You don't have to go to modeling school. You don't have to go through the hoops and hurdles of modeling. No, you can just put on a filter, take a picture, and become an IG model. You just need enough clicks and views. I mean, that's the society we live in. So that takes over people. Yeah, yeah. I showed my face on Miss V's show. Yeah, she made a short out of it too. Go check it out. I'm gonna give her a whole facial one day. I gotta, I gotta rep. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even like me. I'm okay with looking beastly, letting my facial hair grow in and kink up, and that I'm cool with that. But I represent my wife, so I can't look all bold on camera. But any other day, I'm a backwoods boy. I'm uh I'm rough and rugged. She love it though. But now I gotta look clean for the wife and represent. I gotta be representable. So um, I like that. You can be whatever you want. Right, exactly, Leticia. You can be whatever you want online. But I like this though, Miss V. Having clout makes you famous, but chasing clout makes you lame. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you, that's like one of the things I learned when I first got into real estate. I went and got a mentor, a financial mentor. We, someone who really, uh, it was like a financial coach almost, but he was more like a mentor, but it was really like a coach. And he just kept me up on game because, like, when you're doing real estate, um, you don't get a check every week, so you have to, you get paid when you close a deal, and sometimes the deals take 30 days, 45 days. Had a deal took 60 days to close, and even after you close, sometimes you don't get the check for like a week or two. So you have to be disciplined with your money, So I went and got it was like a coach, but it was like a financial mentor. I sought him out to be a mentor, but he ended up coaching me. I said it like that. But he told me, because like when you're in real estate, it's all about the sale. I gotta get to the next sale. I gotta find the client. I gotta close. I gotta close. I gotta close. I gotta close. It's all about close. If you don't close, you don't get paid. So that was my whole mentality. So as soon as I was so eager. So anybody who called and wanted to see a house, yeah, let's go see this house. And I'd be so eager to get this person to get a new client that I wouldn't even check and see if they was pre-approved. I was new in the game. I was hungry, um, and I just realized I'm not getting a check every 2 weeks, and I quit my job to do this. Nah, I needed some money. So I was eager, right? And so it worked out for me a couple times, but a couple times it didn't work out. And he told me, don't chase the money. Let the money chase you. He said, build yourself up enough where people want to come to you instead of you accepting anybody who come to you and you chasing people around. He said, you're a realtor. He said, money should come to you. You shouldn't have to go to money. It took me probably about 30 minutes to understand what he was saying. And it took me about 2 weeks to actually implement what he was saying, to actually apply it and put it into practice. And what I learned is this: um, You build yourself up. If you we all go seek the product that we want. Um, so if you build yourself up, if you get the right information, the right knowledge, the right skills, if you have the right things to offer people, people will find you. Not only will they find you, but they'll pay you. You know, you shouldn't have to chase money. Money should chase you. And when you figure out how to make that happen, um, you won't even be working no more. You'll be uh, providing services. Like I don't even work no more. I provide a service. You know, that was one of the greatest lessons I was taught. Clout, influence, or power, especially in politics or business. Yeah, that's the definition. Influence or power. And that's the funny thing. I wonder when this definition was like when it was established, the whole concept of clout, because I'm pretty sure this wasn't around in the '90s. Wasn't nobody clout chasing in the '90s. I don't know. Maybe it was. Yeah, I was just too young to. Um, but it's crazy how different ideologies or even definitions change sometimes. But influence or power, that's. I mean, even if you look at it, on YouTube, what's power? Subscribers. What's influence? Subscribers. So the more influence or power you have on here, uh, I guess that makes you famous, right? I guess that's what makes you like YouTube famous in Old English and once meant a lump of something or fat. So it used you to meant a whole later. It was more like rag. But you see what I'm saying? Like how definitions change. Like even like when we use gay, when I was growing up, gay. I mean, you can look in books and you will see the word gay. Like, oh, now it meant happy, happiest, joyous person. So that's how it was used, and then they changed the definition. A lot of definitions was changed like that throughout time. A lot of words started off meaning one thing and meant something, now it means something else. But that's dope how you broke that down. The word clout originated in Old English, once meant a lump of something or a patch of cloth used to mend a hole. Later, it was more like rag, used to refer to a handkerchief. Clout, and now it means influence or power. That's crazy, ain't it? So, if someone, I wonder who had the power to change that, and it just shows you that you can too. Like, why don't we think we can affect or change things when we clearly see it's done every day? We just think we don't have the power to do it. People are changing the meaning of words because they believe that's a manifestation came into reality because this person want this word to mean this now. It means this now. How did they do it? They convinced everybody else. It was they turned a truth into a fact. They got people to agree. I'm not even gonna quote that, but that's one of my favorite quotes that this really crazy man throughout history said because it's all factual. But I'm not gonna repeat it. But a job you love and you never work a day again. Fact, don't you? And to do something in order for money to come to you. Yeah, yeah, you built yourself like with me. Um, I built myself up, my reputation. The people who know me, they know I know what I'm talking about. So when they come to me and they want to utilize my services, um, but yeah, I'm doing something. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna do something to jeopardize like my morals or integrity for $1. I'm not. I can't be bought. People will. When I say chase money, like people will do things to jeopardize sometimes their life. Just for $1. People will put themselves in situations where their life can be in danger or their freedom. When I was younger, I did that a lot. I jeopardized my freedom for some money. I was chasing it. I should have explained that better. That's my apology. But yeah, that's what when I was saying you build yourself up, like even educating yourself, right? Some people go to school to become a doctor. Once you become a doctor, you sought out. More people seek you out if you good. I'm not gonna say it like that. If you good, but that's the whole point of building yourself up. Build yourself up to the best version of yourself. Once you do that, I mean, is you won't have to jeopardize your integrity, or you shouldn't have to, because even some doctors or lawyers, they chasing money though. You can make it to those levels and still chase money. So even I really would respect someone who flipping burgers at McDonald's. You know, um, I respect that person more than someone who willing to stab someone in the back, embarrass someone, or put someone in jeopardy for $1 for the same amount of money or less or even more. That person someone who works, to me, is not chasing money. I should have said it like that. Like, so like clout chasing and chasing money to me is when people jeopardize their morals, value, and do things that can potentially take their life or put other people's lives in danger. When you can be bought or sold, when you can, if you real good friends with Neffy, right? And I say I give you $1,000 if you tell me Neffy's secrets, and you tell me Neffy's secrets. People will do that for less than $1,000. I say find your passion, and you will never work a job again. Exactly. Exactly. I feel like it's been here, but now we can see it more than back in the day. It was done on the streets with the gang and make street money. Yeah, languages. Frankly, we're gonna have to do a show on that. Yeah, nephew, and then it's a lot of stuff that people say that it's worse, and it's like I think it's always been there. A lot of this stuff been a lot of stuff been happening. Some of us was just too young and wasn't aware of this happening, and it just wasn't reported or easily reported like we have social media now. So I think a lot of this stuff is just it just got a spotlight on it now. According to the current definition, I believe all content creators are clout chasers because we all want to influence our subscribers to watch our content. But I wouldn't say all because I say this too. What about marketing? Are we not marketing ourselves? And then it's like, because by definition, hold on, influence or power. Well, we all do. We all are trying to influence. That's what our content is a form of influence. But when you put it together as a compound word, clout chaser, um, like I said, I think the difference. And then we have to add, we have to take. I have to take out my own personal definition or belief. So I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. 100. Oh no. But see, that's what I'm saying, Miss V. I don't think I look at it as marketing because like commercials, you just marketing your product. You know, I think what a clout like if McDonald's put out a commercial like, look, our burgers are better than Burger King because of this. I think that's clout chasing. But if they just say we got the best burger, that's marketing. So that's why I said I don't think clout chasing is a negative, but marketing business is positive. That's how I kind of look at it, like that, Ms. B. James, what's up, brother? Andre, what's up? Yeah, I look at it. I would. That's how I think that's the. Um, I mean, because marketing is marketing because it's a business, you know, and it's I will use marketing for positive and clout chasing. You gotta look at that compound word, clout chasing, as negative. Clout is existence. That's just what the influence or power is. But when you chasing it, it's different from marketing because you can't discount. Like if I'm out here putting out positive messages, positive info, or just showing my skills or my services, what I have to offer, that can't be clout chasing. That's not even. Um, I wouldn't even. You can't. I mean, because if I'm just out here advertising myself, and I'm literally advertising myself using my knowledge or skills or wisdom that I have to advertise myself. Um, that's not even. That's not seeking. It is seeking influence, um, but it's not. I'm not doing anything negative to hurt or disturb anybody. I'm just advertising myself. Usually, when you clout chasing, um, you're you're chasing, you're doing something to somebody else. Um, Usually, it's the person who got more influence or power is being attacked or being sought after. On here anyway. That's how it is. Like it's two people going at it. Nah, like I said, I don't think it's always bad. Like I was saying, even when people like they get kids channels, right? So they got kids channel. So like the parent exposing their kids, um, I think that's a form of clout chasing. That's not marketing. That's a form of clout chasing. But I don't think they not doing nothing to nobody. You know. Um, so it can be good or bad. Anything, everything has duality to it. So everything has the potential of being good or bad. This app has the potential to be good or bad. So anything and everything has both poles. It can be used for good or bad. Uh, Yeah, there's a lot of stuff over you. That's just like when people say troll, right? I don't think people. I think is like when I think of a troll, I think of someone who comes in to disturb someone. You know, I don't think in a negative way, but like when people just joke around and I don't think they trolling. I just think they funny. You know, like if Nate come in here and start talking about he won't panda bears and stuff like that, I don't think he trolling. But somebody from the outside will look at it like he trolling, you know. Or if realists come in here like I want some toes and some toast for breakfast or something like that, I wouldn't think he trolling. But somebody on the outside look. So a lot of these terms, um, I think are we all use them in the way that we see them, you know. But it is kind of cool to come together and get an understanding of what it is, you know. And that's why I say the monster, you know, don't let the clout chasing monster, don't let it turn you into something that you can't look at in the mirror. Don't let uh, you should not be risking morals or values or even your integrity for the attention or the influence, the power, you know. Even that definition, uh, I'm curious of who started the wave to change it, um, and that's interesting to see how that definition got totally changed. You know, the whole definition it meant something, and then they changed it to mean something else. Realist in the house. This app can be used for success or complete opposite. Yeah, and anything can. Trolls are people who like to show. Miss V, you got me choking on my spit. Oh man. Every time I see that, I think, oh, okay. I don't need the Heimlich. I'm all right. But yeah, definitely. I just think, looking at what them young ladies did, and like I said, all life is precious, no matter, um, all life. I just believe all life is precious. People make horrible mistakes, and uh, I'm not laughing at, but I just don't know what they expected. The society, like people are, like I said, they thinking about the clicks and views, or I'm got this online, I'm gonna put this online, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but there's a reality. You're going over someone's house. That's a no-no. Like where I come from, you don't do that. You catch people coming out the house. You catch people away from their house. You don't go to nobody's house. No, you just don't do that. So, but this society nowadays, like all this stuff people do, like you see people, I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it's like I said, that's premeditated. It's in. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I waved my hand across my laptop, and voila, I was gone. What up, Cornisa? Appreciate you, sis. Amy, what's up? That's what I said. My number. Yeah. So and realist, I was trying to give him free game. That's all premeditated. Your own camera saying you're going to pull up, you're going to do this, you're going. All that's premeditated. And then if something actually happened, You have no defense. You on camera saying you gonna do X, Y, and Z. So like I don't know what them young ladies thought that was gonna happen or wasn't gonna happen. And but when you pull up at somebody's house, um, they have the right to defend themselves. And then you on camera talking about we over there, or I don't know what they say. I didn't watch the video, um, so I don't know if they. I don't know if the lady was watching them. You know, she could have been watching. Like, okay, they on their way over my house. Let me get my stuff and defend myself. Like I said, I don't think that lady. I don't see how she get in trouble. You know, they gave her a defense. You know, so if you on camera saying you gonna do X, Y, and Z, and you're telling someone you're gonna pull up on them, just understand that's premeditated. And no matter how, even if you don't, if you hurt them, you're going to jail. Even if you win, if you tell someone on camera, I'm gonna pull up to you, you pull up, you get into a fight, and they show that's premeditated. You have more than enough time to think, to stop what you were doing, to change your current course. You have more than enough time, and by not doing it, they consider that premeditated. So even if you say I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna fight you, and you get there and they pull out a weapon and you have to pick up a brick to defend yourself and you hit them, that's premeditated. Even if you went over to get into a fight and you wrestled the weapon away from them and used it on, that's premeditated. You're in trouble. So once you say something on camera like that, you better make sure you never go around that person. And then you said that wasn't defense, but until you are physically harmed, just from paralegal point of view. And see, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the whole story. I don't know the whole story. I just know they was on Facebook and they said they was going over this lady out, and then when they got over there, they lost their life. So I'm gonna definitely have to look into that. Yeah, see, you know what? I'm gonna do a review on it. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But from what I'm hearing, the girls was on Facebook Live telling another lady they was gonna pull up to her, and I guess they was gonna jump on her. So they pulled up to the lady house. Altercation happened. The lady opened fire, and two women lost their life. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to definitely look all into it. I'm gonna definitely have to look all into it. Cardi B misused the term clout chaser in her music, so now it's a bad thing. Cardi B ignorant doesn't affect the truth for me. And see, I want to come over there. Is I'm definitely have to. I'm gonna definitely have to look at the story. I'm gonna definitely have to look at it because I just heard all secondhand people talking about it, and from what I gathered, was they was on Facebook Live. One girl was they was going back and forth on Facebook Live. Two girls, the one and then the one girl called her cousin over. They got in the car and said we on our way over there. And when they got over there, they got into altercation and she opened fire. with the cousins, right? Yeah. It's so it's and that's when it depends what state they're in too. But yeah, you can't shoot nobody in the back with an arm. But then she shot her. Uh, is it on? Is it on Facebook? I mean Facebook. Is it on? Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't even know. I put the wrong thing in. Yeah, I gotta look. Massachusetts has to stay your ground law. Isn't that a Yak? What's up? Okay, hold on. Chris, good job. Oh, I think this is her.
Mississippi. According to Holmes County Sheriff Willie March, deputies received a call that someone was arguing on the Facebook platform, but when they arrived, two people had already been shot. One woman died on the way to the hospital, the other died at the scene. Sheriff March said a person who lived at the home where the shooting happened is being questioned.
Hmm. I just keep saying oh, yeah, that's gonna be That's gonna be interesting. What up, yeah? That's definitely gonna be interesting to see because, like I said, once you not all states have a stand your ground law, but it's premeditated. The act is a premeditated act. Once uh, you have more than enough time to change direction, and it's intentional. If you threaten somebody online and then go to them, that's premeditated. So that's why I tell people just be careful with that. Um, Nets, what up, sis? Cautionary tale, yeah. And like I said, like people, even nowadays, like people will watch a crime being committed and record it, not to give the evidence over to law enforcement, but to post it online. Like, look, this dude getting beat up or this dude getting robbed. Look at this. Like, that's crazy for clicks and views. That's what I'm gonna rename. I'm gonna rename the title for the clicks and views. Don't do it for the clicks and views. Uh, what would you do for a click and a view? Oh man, it used to be Klondike bars. Now it's clicks and views. We shouldn't. We can get clicks and views doing positive things. Um, and I think that's the direction everything is going anyway. Because we get enough negativity in the world, right? And we get reminded of it constantly, just by going outside, just by living, and coming on this app. I'm starting to see more people click on the positive thing. People want the education, people want the information, people want to see positive things, like far as people traveling. If you can't get out of the country right now, there's other people who can, and seeing that it motivates you, it inspires you. You seeing other people do it. Now you know it can be done. It's achievable. People like saying stuff like that. That motivate me. I don't. So I'm assuming there's other people out there like me. You know, seeing people, even like shout out to Cowboy Muse. You know, when I grow up, one day I want to move somewhere so I have some land and I can ride a horse in the town. Uh, when he go live and he riding his horse in the town, I just check. I'll be like, man, that look like the life, man. Like he just riding a horse into town. It's just so laid back, so relaxing. And I don't know if y'all ever rode a horse. I love horses. I love riding horses. But that being my mode of transportation, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. You just made up a new word. T say you a nut. What would you do for a click in the view? I'm gonna get that on the t-shirt really. What would you do for a click in the view? Yeah, but it's a wave, that all the positive things. People, you only can be around negativity so much, So um, there's so many different channels out here that got positive things where you can just go listen to people talk about life. If it's arts and crafts, paintings. I love watching 755 Media. We go in there, we get litty, and she just be painting and making music, just her art. Just going in environments like that. You might not be having a good day, but you go, you go anywhere near 7555. You go smile, you go laugh. Is channels like that. And that's what we need. Is enough negativity in the world. Me personally, I ain't trying to add no more to it. I'm gonna just try to add some positivity. And I know sometimes the things I talk about, I have to talk about the negative aspects, but that's because they exist. I'm not gonna be naive to it, but I also talk about the positive things that we can do to avoid them, or to get over them, or to get rid of it. You know, Um, so the conversation might start off one way, but we always go end it and guide it to a more positive way. I don't see the purpose of talking about any problems without presenting a solution, and it might not work for you. So that's why I hold open panel and I interact with the chat, because maybe I don't have the answer, but somebody else do. It's enough of us. It's too many intellectual, too many critical thinking people around here not to find a solution to almost any problem we have. And a lot of times, guess what? It's not a one trick fix. You need to attack problems and situations from multiple angles. A lot of times you do. You can't end poverty with just putting money. No, you have to build the infrastructure. You have to build programs where people um, can get job training. You have to put the jobs there in the community so the money can recycle within the community. You have to put the businesses there. You have to put the after school programs there. You have to put the recreational centers back there. You can't attack it from one. It's not gonna be just drop money in there. There's so many different things, so many different angles you got to hit it from. So um, that's why I believe in holding these discussions. Having these talks. So maybe the tool I present ain't the one to fix it, but there's other people adding to. We all got experiences. We all got a perspective, and a lot of time they are different. But that's the beautiful thing, right? Because if you look at a puzzle, ain't all the pieces different? You put them together, that's when you get the picture. But when they separate it, it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Is when you take all them different pieces and you find the right piece they connect with until you get the total picture. But the thing is, we can't let the differences keep us separated from coming together. We'll never get the picture. We just got to find where the right pieces fit at, and that's the difficult part. But it can be done. You just got to be willing. People willing to respect one another, uh, work with one another, and like Neely Fuller said, if you can't build with them, stay away from them. You can't come together and do something positive with one another. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be around that person. He said it for black people. He said, black people, if you ain't doing something positive or constructive with one another, stay away from one another. I use that concept with all people. If we are not doing something positive and constructive, then what are we doing? What are we doing? So, I mean, I use that concept with all people. But Neely Fuller hit it right on the head. Yeah, I love 755. Young Rizzo, what's up? Shirt like hot cases be. What would you do for a click of view? I'm gonna see if 755 can sing that for me, Miss V, and get that on my intro song. What would you do for a click of view? Hey, realist, I told you I got bars, bro. I just don't be dropping them. Yeah, just I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I feel my head getting tight. My migraine about to come back times 10. But I just wanted to do part two. And I apologize. I should have looked at that story more in depth, but I done heard it recycled so many times. Um, but I should have looked at it more in depth. And next time I will to see exactly what happened. All I knew was two girls lost their life because they went on Facebook Live, and but it is more to that story, you know. Clearly, especially after seeing that news report. But definitely next time, you know, I'm gonna come with the. I started to just play it, you know, but yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am not. It's been raining. Like I said, I must have really I must have been a bad boy and the creator mad at me because it's been raining for like the last 5 days. And like I said, with my shunt, you know, how, like older people say, I know it's about to rain because my knees hurting. It's like the what happens is, and this is why I say I don't press my luck because I'm always that. You know when they say 99.9%, I'm always that 0.1% things happen to. But the shunt they put in my head is magnetic. Like to adjust the flow and the frequency, they take this magnet and put over it. And once they put the magnet over it, they can reprogram it. It's not. It's like a bar, but it's a magnet that attaches to it, and then they can type it in. Leticia, you know what I'm talking about. I forgot the name of the shunt I got, but it's a newer one. It's magnetized. So what happens is like when the bariatric pressure in the clouds form when it's about to rain, it it does something to my shunt. Like the doctor said, it don't it kind of like slows it down from like the signal from I don't it slows it down from pumping. So what I have to do is drink coffee to build up more fluid in my head because the caffeine builds up more cerebellum fluid, and when it do it, it manually pushes. It's like when you pour water in the toilet and the toilet flushes. So that's what happened with my shunt. When it's too much fluid, it automatically um, drain. But when the bariatric, yeah, yeah, it's a due to the bit. But see, Leticia, they told me it's a when before I got the shunt, they told me it's a 99.9% chance um, that it won't happen. Like I said, I'm always that 0.1%. But yeah, it's the bariatric pressure. There is a VP shunt. And I don't know if y'all ever heard videos I was talking about the doctor, the neurosurgeon that I was real cool with. Um, yeah, he got murdered, man. That's why the day before my birthday, I was kind of sad when I was doing that live because my homeboy called and told me like, Dr. Hoover got murdered. I'm like, what? It was like, yeah, it was. Let me pull it up. See, I don't think it's on. It might be on YouTube. Channel Seven did a story. I don't know if they did a video story, but yeah, the that neurosurgeon always talk about that. So I'm real cool with. He like top 5 in the country. He got murdered. Yeah, that kind of it kind of I was just talking to him in September, and he was asking me, how was my, how was I recovering and stuff. Yeah, they got but yeah, they found him. I'm about to play the little story, but this is the surgeon I was talking about. Hey, if you ever heard me, he was a cool dude. It messed me up. It shocked me.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now. A great many questions surround the death of Dr. Devon Hoover at his home in Detroit. And tonight, we're starting to get some answers. We're glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 11. I'm Devin Skillion.
I'm Kimberly Gill, the beloved neurosurgeon and neighbor, found shot multiple times in the head after police were called to his home in the Boston Edison district for a welfare check. Mar McDonald is live with the official medical examiner's report and what it reveals, Mara.
Hi, Kimberly. That ME's report coming out tonight. And originally the information we got was that Dr. Hoover was shot one time in the head. Well, now we know that's not the case. He was shot multiple times. Hoover was a talented neurosurgeon, and it was his skill and bedside manner that has patients just overwhelmed with sadness at the murder of what one described as a beautiful mind coupled with a beautiful soul.
If you know anything or you have any idea, like tell somebody, because this man did nothing besides amazing things for people.
Hoover loved being a surgeon and he loved his neighborhood. He moved into the Boston Edison district and meticulously cared and restored his Albert Kahn designed home, originally constructed in 1915 for the founder of B. Siegel, sharing his beautiful house with those around him and offering up help to those undertaking caring for a historic home. Since the discovery of his body on Sunday, the DPD has been very quiet, which tells you they aren't lacking info and have not appealed to the public for assistance. We know there was no forced entry to his home. The ME confirms he was shot in the head multiple times, and police sources have made it clear the operating theory is he knew his attacker. Back here live to say that what happened at this home has flabbergasted this community is not an overstatement. Whether it's people at the hospital, people here in Boston Edison, people affiliated with groups that he was affiliated with, no one can believe that a man who is universally described as generous and kind would be the victim of something like this. We're live in Boston Edison tonight.
Hey, you know what? I never put smut on that man's name, but ain't nobody perfect. Um, he was one of the coolest dudes I ever met. He party hard though. I ain't gonna hold you. He party hard, but yeah, he ain't deserved that. He ain't deserved that. But that just goes to show you, anybody at any time can be a victim. He had to know like that area in Detroit. They call it the Boston Edison district. Is also known as Indian Village. They got armed security, like in trucks driving around in the neighborhood. I got another friend that stayed not too far down the street from him, and I was pulling up, and I passed the house, and I backed up, and as I was backing up, this truck pulled up, and two dudes jumped out with I don't know if y'all know what Bushmasters are, but they like they like M16s. They just shortstop. But they jumped off. They had masks on and everything, and I'm looking like, and my boy on the porch like, oh no, he okay, he okay. They don't play in that area. So for him to get shot, and they wrapped him up. One news report said a sheet, another news report said plastic, and put him in his attic. He actually had an elevator in his house too, uh, but they found him in the attic. His body in the attic after a welfare check. He didn't come to work, and his family called. Um, but he was a real pleasant dude, always helpful. I remember when I was going uh, through my divorce, like when me and my first wife separated, she took everything out the house, and I came to work pissed off because she cleared my bank account and everything, right? So I had just got paid that Friday. It was Monday. So I had just got paid that Friday. So she took everything out the savings, everything out the checkings. I didn't have a dollar in my pocket. That man gave me $300, and he was moving his TV from his house in Grosse Pointe, and he was taking it to his new house. That's when he had first bought the house, and he told me I can have the TV, and it was a flat screen. He took 300, the money he had in his pocket, and the TV he gave it to me. Never asked for nothing in return. He just heard what was going on, and we was cool, but we wasn't that cool at that time. But that's just how he was. If something was going, I remember one of the nurses had got cancer, and she couldn't work. When she was going through her treatment, and he told her, "Don't worry, I'll pay. Um, I'll pay your expenses for this month and next month." And he did. And her husband was able to take time off to help her get through her chemo. Um, that's just how he was. He was a real cool dude, and he always gave away. He used to do like people who he did like the missions where he went over to the Philippines and they did surgeries on people who couldn't afford it. They gave him like free surgery, and he was one of the surgeons who used to always go over there. He was a real cool dude. But like I said, sometimes it's not. You can do everything the right way, and you can just be around the wrong people. In his case, I think that's what it was. Like I said, I ain't gonna throw no smut on his name, but it's not always you. It can be the people, the company you keep, and sometimes it's the company that you keep. You got to know, like when you have to be careful of not only the people you know, but the people they know. I learned that the hard way. Um, I almost got yeah, my life was almost taken like that because of a friend who was trying to rob me. Um, so you and my friend didn't know. He didn't know his friend was going to come back and try to rob me. But that's just life. That's why I say I'm not naive. I've been through a lot of stuff, you know. So I'm aware of how life is. That's why I always tell people: prepare yourself, be ready for the unexpected, and that's not being paranoid. Um, that's just having a plan. It's better to have a plan and never use it than not have it and need it. I hate when I lose my cur. There it goes. I mean, this screen is all white and it'd be hard for me to see. I don't even know where it's at. There you go. Okay, I seen it. There you go. Oh, you couldn't hear it. My bad. Oh, you snipe RZA? Oh man, you couldn't hear that. Okay. Or my ex did the same exact. Yeah, man. I forgave her. Like I don't. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even about to. Like I said, I'm not gonna speak negative about her. It is what it is. I learned from the experience with her. And I wish her the best in life. You know, um, I can't blame her. I allowed stuff to happen. So uh, the more I allowed to happen, the more she did. So I'm not even gonna blame her for it. I gave her access to the account. You know, did she she took all my money, but it was me who gave her access. Once I start taking accountability and realize like I can sit up here and be mad at her. I can, but I put her in a position. Whatever she did to me, I put her in a position for her to do it to me. And once I understood that and learned from it, there was no point in me being mad at her. You know, she was an opportunist, and you got to trust people for who they are. You know, that's who she was before I met her. That's who she is now after I'm done. I mean, after we done with one another. She's still the same person. She ain't changed. I gave her the opportunity and put her in the position to hurt me, and she just did what she naturally was gonna do. So I learned from it. I learned how I made mistakes, where I made mistakes. And I grew from it. So there's no point of even being mad. It was a very, very expensive lesson. Oh man, that was an expensive lesson, but I learned from it. We get what we put out in the universe, so you must have been putting out. Yeah, I put out. You know what? I put out so much good, and I put out bad, and I got my karma back, and I'm okay with it. I just know not to put no more bad energy out. I'm straight. That's why I even can't. Even your thought, you know. I try, and that's what. Like I said, I'm. You go constantly be working on yourself until the day you're not here no more. And I have gotten to a point where I can uh, control what comes out of my mouth. I would say, I have a high level of control of what I say. I am still trying to control what I think because thoughts are still energy. And even though I don't say it, I be thinking of some ignorant things sometimes. I be thinking like, oh man. So that's the next phase I'm working on. I got to the point where I'm very, I have almost mastered what comes up, but you know, you still go get the moments like, hold on, bro, what the? You still get those moments every now and then, but ultimately, I think I got a high level of control of what comes out of my mouth. Um, Generally. I gotta have, yeah, most of the time. I'm gonna say it like that. Most of the time, I have control what comes out of my mouth. But my thoughts, I'm still working on that. I'm trying not to think negative things because that's still energy. That's still energy. It spins the block. Yeah, as JC family would say, that energy spin the block. It do. And oh man. Yeah, so that's my next phase. I'm currently working on my thoughts, how not to never think negative thing and only think positive thought. And I've been working on that for a couple years, and having kids don't help. 'Cause I be thinking like, oh, you little, oh man, I love my kids though. That was a joke. That was a bad joke, but it was a joke. Uh, I love my kids, man. They only make me think positive things. I was about to tell another bad joke, but my wife ain't asleep. She just woke up, so I'm not gonna tell that joke. But yeah, before I look, and you know what? You don't have to. This is the thing too. This is what people like. Even when you talk about manifestation, I'm gonna tell you a secret about that too. Um, it's not always you get both. You get what you don't want and what you do want. It just depends what you focus on. So a lot of times even though we're not putting bad energy out, bad things happen, and it's just to give us clarification. You know, we have to. It's just some things we have to experience to understand why we don't want to experience it again, or we have to take the lesson out of that experience. And sometimes those lessons be the most valuable ones. You know, that whole experience with my ex, it was very valuable. I learned so much. That's what made me understand standards. That's what made me have boundaries. You know, after that, I ain't taking nah, I know I'm not, I'm never going through this again. I never want to have these feelings or these emotions again. And the only way I could prevent that from happening is to never deal with people who are willing to put me through this. So I will not tolerate X, Y, and Z no more from no one. That's not tolerated. I know how that feels. I don't like it, and I will never go through it again. And I have the power of choice. That's like when Marlene say she has standards and she ain't lowering them for nobody. That's what I mean. I totally 100% understand her. Because I'm the same way. I have standards and I'm not lowering them. No, I've been through the fire. I built myself up. I deserve what I deserve. And if you can't give it to me, that's nice. Someone else's will. And I found that one person. And I wasn't, my standards wasn't high. They wasn't like super high, but they wasn't super low. You will respect me. That's one of my number one things. I don't argue. Me and my wife don't argue. We had this conversation before we got together. I told her I don't like arguing. I'm a grown man. If we have a disagreement, we can have a discussion. If we can't have a discussion in the moment where the thing happened, we will separate, cool down, and we will come back and have a discussion. And that's exactly what we've been doing for the last 11 years now. Me and my wife has discussion. There's times where she walk away from me or I walk away from her. But we don't fight and we don't argue. We're not doing that. I'm not gonna do it. We respect one another to the point where, I'm not gonna do nothing to disrespect her. And if I do, she knows it's not intentional. So I'm gonna apologize if I did. Even if I don't feel like if she told me I hurt her feelings, um, she want daddy. She woke up and she ain't on daddy. I done spoiled both my kids. But yeah, that's just how it is. I'm real laid back, but you ask my wife, I'm firm. Like I'm it's just certain things that I just don't tolerate. And it's like I won't, and so we have standards and we should not no one should lower a standard. It's there for a reason. I can see I can go back and reevaluate my standards to see with time has anything changed, but I'm not lowering it to make somebody else feel better about themselves. And people want that. People sometimes can't reach other people's standards, and instead of them building themselves up or raising their frequency to that standard, they want them to lower it so they can. That's like a participation trophy. I'm straight. You know, I believe that we have the choice or the ability to become whatever we desire. We just have to put the work in. If you want to be smarter, study the knowledge, apply the information, gain the wisdom. If you want to be stronger, work out. Sometimes it'll be things that, uh, because like with me, you know, um, I'm limited to, I can't drive. Well, I can. I can get behind the wheel and try to drive, but I'm not putting nobody's life in danger. I can't see. I have no peripheral vision, and my eyes is real sensitive to light. And I'd be having these migraines. I'd be cool 1 minute and then have a spasm. So I'm not putting my life or nobody else's life in danger just to drive. So I made peace with that. Um, so I'm limited, with certain things. Yeah, I'm limited. So what? That's certain things, but that don't mean I still can't find ways to build myself. If I'm right now, I'm doing some classes for a certification so I can add more to the nonprofit organization. So instead of going out and outsourcing, I'm gonna do it myself. So I just had to add a certification, and that'll help me in the long run. It makes me more marketable. So it's stuff that everybody can do. to make themselves better. It's just up to you. It's a choice. My sister going back to school for nursing. She already got her culinary art degree. She graduated from one of the top culinary art schools in the United States. But she always wanted to be a nurse, so now she going back to be a nurse. She want that too. My mom, she talking about going to school to get her PhD now. She already got her master's. Now she want a doctorate, or she want to become a nurse anesthetist. You know. So I mean, it's never too late to add on to yourself. It's never. Even if it's like I said, I'm just going to pick up a certification just so I can add more substance to the programs or the services we offer. If it's not, you ain't even got to do that. If it's reading a book, learning an instrument, anything that builds confidence within you, anything that gives you an extra tool or extra resource, or anything that gives you more marketability, do it. If it's working out, if it's changing your diet. um, you ain't got no peripheral vision either. And that's all I needed. I have what I had. That means someone has to lose, yeah. And it should, hey, Leticia, I like that. I like that right there. Yeah, peace. I learned that peace is way more important. Um, and a lot of times you can't buy peace, you know. And most of the time, war comes before peace. A lot of times war comes before peace. So, if you got peace, I keep mine. I'm straight, which is light sensitivity, outward color, lenses. Oh yeah, your eye is probably just as messed up as mine, but you still got two. I only got one. Um, yeah, my eyes messed up too. I can't. I don't know if that's what they call it. I just have no peripheral vision, and by having no peripheral vision, it's a limited amount of space that light can refract in your eyes. So when light hit my eyes, is like too much. So everything be blurry. But I got are they what are they called? I keep wanting to say crystal, but they not crystal. Uh, I got special lenses though that refract the light. So that's probably the color lenses. So that's probably what you're talking about. Like mine is dark. They look like sunglasses. My glasses look like sunglasses. I gotta wear in any type of light I'm supposed to wear 'em to test our fortitude. I try to look for a silver lining or lessons, and mostly everything matters. High, low frequency, and Leticia, that's why I say everything is an opportunity. Everything, good or bad, is an opportunity. Is an opportunity to see how far you came and how far you got to go. It can be an opportunity for strength, to gain wisdom, to gain understanding. So any time, and you work in the hospital, right? So gift of life patient, that explains it all right there. The yin and yang, does it not? Somebody come in, you got to harvest the organ out of someone who just lost their life, but the organ you harvest out of them is extending someone else's life. A negative turned into a positive. Because if that person didn't die, then this person would die eventually. You know, so that's kind of that's the whole yin and yang factor right there. You know, see yourself. You better go get a Tesla, young RZA. You don't have to worry. You can just sit in the seat and let the car drive you. Just become rich or become wealthy enough to buy you a self-drive Tesla. You'll never have to worry about driving. That's my plan. I'm gonna buy a Tesla and just let the car drive. I'm just playing. I ain't letting no car drive me. Protect your peace at all times. Yep. Yeah, you struggle to use the awareness. Yeah, it's prisms. Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah, that's what they are. They they look like regular glasses though. The lenses are a little thick, but you can't feel it. But that's what it is. It's a prism. It refracts the light. Because like in the sun, like I can't even like when the sun is at its peak, I can't. Everything is white. Like I can't. I won't be able to see nothing. Everything is like a whiteout. Um, so it's like I have to close my eyes and put my glasses on, and it'll still take a minute for all the white light to come out. Young Riz, probably tomorrow, bro. I'm about to shut the show down. Uh, Apologies, Riz, but yeah, I'm about to shut it down. I was supposed to shut it down 30 minutes ago, but definitely I'll let you come up tomorrow. I'll definitely let you come up tomorrow, but yeah, I'm about to shut it down, bro. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Let me get off. I've been shutting it down for the last 40 minutes. But yeah, I gotta take my butt to bed. I gotta get up early in the morning. Yeah, definitely tomorrow, Rizzo. But yeah, I gotta get my butt up in like 4 or 5 hours. And but I appreciate y'all rocking with me, helping me build this content. But y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These conversations build nations. And do me a favor. If I say anything that resonate with you, hit that share button. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But that's all I got. I'm out. I think this is the one.
They be switching up like seasons. I'ma keep it real just for one reason. Amen. Kill all my demons. Diamonds dance when we hop in the pants while I'm talking. I got niggas that the clean nigga check it, the chat walking.